Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Sunday morning, Lynn's Warriors. Well, what does Lynn Shaw have in mind this week? Lynn, give us how do we protect our children this week, Lynn?
Listen, John, I'm going to give you something today that we've not spoken about before because we're confronting a difficult but necessary truth this morning, okay? Yes, social media and gaming platforms have exposed kids to all kinds of levels of risk. We talk about this every week on the Cats Roundtable. Yes, digital platforms, they're engineered. We know this by big tech to capture the kids' attention and monetize their vulnerabilities, right, those young developing brains. But there's another part of the story, John, I decided we got to start looking at and examine open and honestly. And that is, over the decades, I've been doing a lot of research. I've pulled up a lot of studies. Some new ones are coming out that are great. You can find those on lynswarriors.org. That parenting itself has shifted from more kind of a structured, a little bit more authority. I know people don't like that word, but a little more authority, in the past, to more of this permissive kind of behavior. So in that vacuum, big tech in the last 30 years, because basically it was born in 1996, they call that kind of the birth of the internet, big tech moved in, all these platforms. Now we have the results that we're hearing about. Luckily, in more media today of a generation, all these kids, Gen Zs, 30 and under, born in this digital bubble, raised, John, more by algorithms than by their parents and any kind of structure and boundaries. I think it's very important to confront, and we're not judging, we're not blaming, but it's time for all of us to realistically talk about this. We want to protect kids online, and we want to advance solutions. This is where we're at. People hear government. They hear when I talk about, we've got a great bipartisan bill right now, Kids Online Safety Act. They go crazy. They think it's, impeding on their First Amendment rights. What about all the kids? When we've come to the point we are, and it's very critical and crucial right now and desperate, what's happening to kids online, right? It's a runaway train. Big tech is not being held accountable, okay? Then we've got to have some sort of federal legislation. And the Kids Online Safety Act, again, it just prevents big tech from feeding these algorithms to kids. Kids are not searching for something, and all of a sudden they got porn that's coming over their computer. It is done by design. So I feel like, John, we're really going to go into the direction of what Australia is doing in other countries. We are going to have something like no social media 16 and under. But we have to get back to talking about the parents, because without boundaries at home, and we've mentioned this, John, before, sort of, platforms gain more power. And we know in the last 30 years that priority in parenting, like with the kids and really structuring and mentoring more, it has fallen, according to a new study, 42%. So that's a big thing. Kids are responsive. They love structure. That helps them, and they thrive. People try to fight about that. We've got these studies that tell us. We have kids today spending 5 to 9 hours a day online, and a lot of kids even exceed that. I don't know how they sleep, eat, go to school, whatever, if they're spending that amount online. So we've got to talk about what parents can do. They have to be at the forefront to fight for education and awareness about this, go to their elected officials and talk about this. They have to do this. We have to step up. It's no longer just sitting on the sidelines. So I want everybody, there's so many good things that people can do. Reassert authority at home. Now, people are not going to want to hear that, John, but we got to start doing something because we are at critical mass. It is a crisis with our kids in the United States. Also, we rally for Congress to pass the bipartisan Kids Online Safety Act. We want tech platforms to be held accountable. And we also want boundaries and delaying social media. Wait until 8th. Why does anybody before 8th
Lynn,
grade need it?
I know
John,
you
there's
see
so many things.
I know you see all these politicians all the time. Are they sincerely do they sincerely listen to you, and are they sincerely want to do something about it?
I'm going to give you the truth because that's what I'm about. Now, nobody might want to hear this answer. We've got a lot of our politicians today. What do they do when they're out of Congress? They want to be on the boards of banks. They want to be on the boards now of big tech. There's a lot of money going on. I'll let everybody use their imagination. There are a lot of people getting a lot of money from big tech right now. And, John, nobody wants to rock that boat, right? They don't want to be the first one to come out and say, we're against this. But here's our feeling at Lynn's Warriors. We are in AI. It is big tech. Why can't we all work together at the same time? We're not getting rid of AI. We love tech, right? We work with a lot of great ethical tech people. So why can't our elected officials, they work for us, it's we the people, it's our American kids and families, sit down at the table and truly, John, figure this out, how we're going to have some reasonable guardrails for kids. And I can't figure it out, John. I talk to people nonstop. I think we're going to have to go the way of no social media 16 and under, because I don't see anybody really stepping up. We keep saying it's bipartisan, and all of our legislation is, but nobody's really taking the lead to get it over the finish line, right? So what does this say to me? Well, they don't want to rock the boat. A lot of money with big tech, kind of ruling the roost right now. But I beg everybody, I'm urging everybody, this can be done. There are solutions. We have ethical tech people. We can fix it for everybody.
Lynn Shaw, thank you for being an advocate. Thank you for caring about all the kids in America. And let's catch up again real soon.
Thanks, John, for always showcasing us and giving us a platform, lynswarriors.org.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.